What's more valuable than gold? Can't be bought, earned, or saved. I was going to say it should be pretty obvious by now. Time. The most valuable resource you have. We already talked, you can spend or invest it. You have a choice. So can you get more of it? No. Time is what it is. The clock keeps ticking no matter what. If somebody invented a time machine in here, please let me know. We're going to make a lot of money. I promise you, I know how to take it to market. I know the whole thing. I've got it mapped out. We'll be good. No? No time machines? Damn it. What happens if you run out of time? You die, generally. I mean, if you run out of time, literally, there's no more time, you die. You could have all kinds of different philosophical discussions about what happens then, but in this world, you're out of time, you're dead. What would you do if you had more of it? Sleep. Sleep. Invest it. That's a great answer. I like that answer. Not burn the popcorn? If you Okay. What about the back of the room? What would you guys do if you had more time?
Use it a little more wisely.
Use it more wisely. If you got more, you'd use it more wisely. Okay. What would you do to use it more wisely?
Have management of it.
Okay. Help them out here. How could you, what else would you guys do? If you had more time today, if I gave you another 4 hours today, so basically I could stop time right now, and you have 4 hours after this presentation's over, and then at the end of 4 hours, you'll end up right back at the restaurant having dinner here in just a little while. What would you do with those 4 hours? Besides Billie Jean, she's sleeping. She's sleeping.
Work with your team.
I'm sorry?
Work with your team.
Work with your team. What'd you say, Money? Be with your family. And that's great. I'm not saying you should spend it working at all. Enjoy yourself. Okay. So do I have some agreement from you that managing your time better would be advantageous? You sure? A few people are nodding, but a lot of people are sitting. So if you're not committed, that's not going to work. I need a chicken or a pig answer here. So if I gave you more time, would it be of value to you? I got pig. Okay. All right. So here's the hard part. It takes effort. I can't just hand you 4 hours. Again, if I could figure that out, I wouldn't be here. I'd be on an island somewhere bringing all of you there because I'd have all kinds of money. So why do some people seem to have more of it than others?
Manage it better. Smarter.
Manage it better? Can you buy time? Nope. It may feel like some people can at times, but you can't buy it. They're more efficient with it generally. Efficiency and discipline. It's what it takes. To me, two of the hardest things to do in life is be efficient and be disciplined, because everything around you is trying to cause you to do the opposite, right? Especially technology and things like that have made this worse and worse and worse. One of the worst inventions ever, as far as I'm concerned, in the construction industry was the Nextel Press to Connect. I hated that damn thing. When I came up, I was just before those. I mean, you know, we had voice pagers. That was my first form of communication in the building industry, was voice pagers. Anybody remember those? Yeah. Anybody else play jokes on their friends that had those? When you knew they were sitting at dinner or something, you'd have your girlfriend call them and leave them a message. Yeah, that was fun. Until they did it to you. Anyway, so why did I not like the Nextel Press to Connect? Is that what it was called? Push to talk?
Yeah. Inefficient.
It's inefficient. Why?
Because it's just different. It's like text messaging.
Interrupt you.
To a certain degree, absolutely. Right? And the voice pager was not a whole lot better, but at least I controlled it. So this is the life in a builder before push to talk. They'd go into one house, they'd make their list, electrician missed this, plumber missed this. They'd go to the next house, write the same things down for the next house, right? They'd make an efficient list going through 8 to 10 houses. Then they'd go back to the trailer, they'd pick up the phone, call the plumber, call the electrician, and they'd give them one list, one time. These are the 5 houses, these are the things I need in those 5 houses, right? So what's push to talk do? They walk in the first house, what do?
Beep, push.
Beep, beep, beep. Hey electrician, this is what I need. Beep, beep. Hey plumber, this is what I need. And they go to the next house, what do? Same damn thing, 7 times. So you, as the trade or the contractor or whatever you want to call it at this point, you guys then have to answer it 7 times. And it's not one builder doing it to you. How many is it? All of them. So how efficient is that? Extremely inefficient. It's one of the stupidest things I've ever seen for that. And I mean, there was a time I told my guys they couldn't use it. And they were not happy. But I said, no, you're making life miserable for our vendors and our trades and our contractors and these guys, and they can't do their work, so they have to charge us more because they have to have more guys to manage this. So I went and met with my various contractors, and I said, how can we help you guys? And that was where this all came from. They said, we need more because, I mean, they're listening to their stupid phone go beep, beep, beep every 30 seconds. So I decided, all right, I'll be what I want. Where was it? Mirror what you admire. It's like, that's what I want. So that's what I'm going to cause to happen. And so I took them away. So that's just one example of inefficiency. So here's some ideas from a time management perspective for you. This is a time log. You can't really see it, I'm sure, in the back. But what it is this is the day, the time of day. So this is 8 o'clock, that's 5 o'clock. And this is basically everything they did during the day written down. Okay, I worked on estimates for 3 jobs for 2 hours. Okay, I walked this job for an hour. Okay, I answered phones for this time. I did this, I did this. And what this will expose, if you do this for a week or so, and you don't have to catch every little thing, is you're going to figure out there's a whole lot of time missing in there somewhere, where you were maybe doing other things, or where you just didn't write it down, or where you were just taking a nap, whatever it was. This will cause you to get more efficient, just because if you write it down, you will be less likely to be inefficient with your time because you don't want to show it to anybody as inefficient. And you'll figure out real quickly let's ask you this. How efficient are you the day before vacation? How much do you get done? You get a lot done. Generally, for most people, the day before vacation is one of the most efficient days they ever have, because all the stuff they know that's going to happen afterwards if they don't get it done now, right? Well, how do you get all that stuff done in the same amount of time that the other days you can't get that stuff done? Motivation, right there. I'm about to go on vacation. I know the crap storm that I'm going to be in when I come home if I have not done that. I know I'm going to be spending my entire time on the beach going, I wonder if they got that job right. I wonder if that got done. Oh my God, I got to call. So it is possible to get more done than you get done today. No one wants to believe that, but it is absolutely possible to get more than you do done today. That's the first step. So this exposes some of that for you. This causes you to write that stuff down and look at it. And it also may expose that, wow, I'm spending a hell of a lot of time on estimating this certain thing that maybe is not the most efficient use of my time. So do it for usually about a week, gets you close, because at least you get every day of the week. You may spend, for me, it's phone calls. That's why I don't like phone calls. I love email for that reason, partially, because it's much more efficient for me because I can answer them all as I need to, because most things they don't require a 30-minute conversation. They're a 3-word answer normally from most people. So what it does is when they call me, though, because we're still relatively polite and because I don't allow myself to be short with people if I can help it. Sorry. I don't allow myself to be short, even if it's a friend of mine say, hey, are you coming to Houston next week to do this meeting? Are you coming to Houston this week to do the meeting? Yes, would be the answer. But because they call me, I have to have a little longer conversation than that. How you doing? What's going on? How's the family? Yeah, what time are you going to be there? We already know all that, but it's the way we're programmed to have those conversations. So the beauty of email is they can say, are you coming to the meeting? Yep, done. No more. So then I can invest more time with people that actually have to have more of a conversation, which is, I've got this issue I'm dealing with these people. This guy just won't respond. I don't know what to do with it. That's a longer conversation. Chunk your time schedule. And see, there is an actual slash in there. You want to schedule. Don't chunk your schedule. So how many people's schedule looks about like this? And this would be like one day. This one's actually broken into days, but do you break your schedule out by hour, by the minute? Do you schedule time to do various tasks? Or do you just do them as they come at you? Are you firefighting? Anybody been through a forest fire area at all? A few of you ever seen forest fire? You know what they do? They cut fire lines in. You know what those are? They trench. So instead of allowing the fire or trying to fight the fire where it's burning, they go a little bit further away and make a gap so that hopefully it'll stop right there. So what most of you do on a daily basis is just keep throwing buckets of water at a raging inferno. I mean, literally, you're taking that little glass and going as fast as you can, you're just throwing water on it. You're never going to put it out that way. You've got to get ahead of it. So what you've got to do is take and actually schedule yourself to say, okay, I need to do, these are my job responsibilities. I need to check and make sure everything is signed and dated, right? So that's, every day, whatever that function is, that has to be done. So I have, let's say it's an hour, or let's say it's 20 hours, whatever it is to do that on a daily basis. I have 30 minutes to do this. I have 45 minutes to do this. And you put it into actual sequence and try and work through it as best you can. The problem most of us run into is life doesn't work that way, does it? If everybody would just adhere to my schedule, things would be a lot easier. But they don't. So what you then have to do is actually build in some other pieces. So if I have a meeting, let's say I'm doing a coaching session with a group for 2 hours from noon to 2. And then I know I have a phone call after that I need to be on for a conference call. I'll set the conference call up at 4 so that I have an hour or two of cushion in there so that if the noon to 2 runs long, I have a little extra time. There's some makeup time there. If you do the same thing when you schedule a job, do you not? Do you schedule it for exactly what you think it's going to take, down to the minute, or do you leave yourself a little extra? Do you?
Yes.
Which one? A little extra. Okay. There was a two-sided question there, and you said yes. So you leave yourself a little extra time. So what we don't do, though, is our personal schedule. We don't do that half the time. We schedule it cram-packed as full as we can if we schedule it all. More than likely, again, you're just throwing little buckets of water on it anyway. You're really not scheduling yourself. So what's hard about this? The fire line you have to dig out in front of the fire while the fire's burning back there. You have to let a few acres burn in order to save the entire forest.
Comes back to planning ahead.
It's planning ahead. You get the analogy? You're going to have to probably put in a little extra effort. What did we say earlier? Discipline? Those type of things? You're going to have to just decide, this is what I'm doing. You're going to have to get someone to hold you accountable, whether that's your boss or whoever that is, or a cohort or somebody. Say, look, by the end of this week, I need to be on a schedule. Can you hold me to that? Don't let me get away with not doing this. Limit distractions. This is the easiest low-hanging fruit to start managing your time better. Please do not disturb. I am disturbed enough already was a great t-shirt. What are distractions in your daily lives?
Phone.
Phone. Oh my gosh, is that a huge distraction? Why is that a distraction? Because people calling you all the time? Okay, so if somebody calls you, how many times is it something that has to be dealt with right then and there in your mind? Not theirs, in yours.
A lot of it is their mind.
In their mind, that's why I made a very big distinction. I know in their mind everything's an emergency. In your mind, is someone going to get murdered? Is a building going to blow up if that phone call does not get answered right then? No. Generally not. Every once in a while you'll have one of those. Hopefully not very often. So what if it's dealt with in an hour from that moment? Is anything going to blow up?
Besides their, they would get pissed.
Absolutely. Their temper might.
If that be cooled off, give them another hour.
Well, they probably already called you.
That's a whole nother can of worms.
So part of this with the phones is an education of the people around you.